You can hear the mainstream media shills crying about this as the Helldivers 2 creative director goes against the DEI agenda. And this is amazing. So cry Kotaku, cry PC Gamer, cry the Mary Sue, because these studios at this point are learning that the gamers are rejecting all this, and they just are going to start saying this kind of thing going forward. Please smash that like and subscribe button. We really did a lot in culture in 2024. The year woke died. In 2025, we just need to push even harder, guys. Keep our foot on the gas pedal to make sure that it never comes back again. And as these studios start to rightfully say, you know what? We forsake our customers. We don't want this kind of thing. We're just going to make fun games going forward. I hope that the industry can go that direction. We still have a lot of work to do. We got to boycott things like Intergalactic, the weird DEI thing coming out of Naughty Dog. But it looks like companies like Helldivers too, and Helldivers has been pretty good about not being so woke and just being about gameplay. That's why they've done very, very well. Is now saying what we need to say. So, guys, this is my Fandom Pulse Substack. I run this with John Trent. He is the best journalist in video games, 100%. And he writes all these articles that most people read on their YouTube channels. And, I write some of them too. And this is in the description below. Please sign up for the Substack and please get a paid membership because we are doing this without advertising so we don't have to censor ourselves. Advertising partners just destroy journalism, and that's why all these companies are beholden to all this stuff is what it goes down to. So we just tell the truth. We need to be uncensored and unfiltered in what we say, and so we rely on gamers like you. It's only $5 a month, guys, and we provide the best gaming journalism out there. Thank you so much. It's in the description below. All right, so John Pilested, oh geez, I can talk pretty one day. The creative director for Arrowhead Game Studios and Helldivers 2 virtue signaled against the DEI agenda that its publisher Sony embraces. And yes, Sony does definitely embrace it. In a post ahead of New Year, Pilested, man, that's a rough name, asked his followers on X, within 10 minutes to 2025, what are your expectations and desires for what the next Arrowhead game will be? I am working on the high concept, but I would love to hear your speculation. I love posts like this, by the way, because what this tells me is that he is getting audience feedback. He's getting customer feedback. He does this. I do this with my books and the like when my customers say, hey, I like this kind of thing that's in your book. I'd like to see more of this. I definitely take notes, and I try to incorporate that as best I can. So it is a good thing when a company does this. This is very appreciated of him and Arrowhead. One individual responded, never add DEI to your games. He replied, if it doesn't add to the game experience, it detracts. And games should be a pure pursuit of amazing moments. So please clap, everybody, as there is a developer out there, creative director out there that knows that gameplay, creativity, fun, entertainment needs to be the goal of games and not trying to brainwash an audience into some weird woke agenda. So nice to hear. Thank you so much. The guy, what a nice pushback. You would have never heard this a year ago from anybody. You got to remember how bad the video game industry was, everybody. There was a point at early 2024, late 2023, people thought that there were no alternatives out there. Over this last year, our movement's gotten so big because of this. These people are not afraid to just say, you know what, we just want to make games anymore. In these studios, there's such social pressure. Ubisoft, for example, has full classes that they're force their employees to take for hours a week, just trying to train them on pronouns and hiring diversity and feminism and the like. They try to push that so hard at companies like that. It's absolutely sick. It's absolutely crazy. And because of that, the social culture has been, you better be silent about this kind of thing. You better not speak out about DEI. You better not even have an opinion about it, because if you do, you're going to get fired. And so it's a huge risk for somebody like this. This guy needs to be rewarded. Make sure that they give this guy the kudos necessary for just saying that he's going to do his job. That is the bar in 2024 that we were at. And I hope that this is a great sign for things changing. I hope that more people will follow the lead. This happened with Saber Interactive. The CEO actually went and talked on Asmongold's comments back in the day, and he actually talked about Space Marine 2 and just how he just wanted to make a fun game. You don't have to overcomplicate things. You just make something enjoyable that actually does honor to the property that you're working on. Pretty simple stuff, but again, these are big statements coming out of these studios, and I appreciate that this is being said right here. He was then asked by another user, because this is what's on a lot of people's minds. How would DEI have benefited Helldivers 2? He says, I don't like labels, but mankind is united in extreme xenophobia on Super Earth. Hashtag inclusion. Maybe that's DEI. That's pretty funny. He said, I really don't care. Make good games. Don't make commentary, political statement. So Helldivers is not a political statement. And yes, when we all do have a common enemy, it's much easier to unite than it is to divide. We've seen a lot of Gamergate 2 get into a weird thing where at the last back half of the year, I saw a concerted effort to try by some bad actors to try to like shame Christians out of gaming. And not having the Christians, not having like real values, not having the right is really silly. If you want to have a movement against wokeism, you don't want to just tear down and kneecap it like that. But it was being done. They were trying to cancel people like myself, like Melanie Mack, like even the Quartering, who's not even really that right wing. Don't get me started, but he's not like this extreme right wing guy at all. But it went that far, and it was really, really sad to watch as people tried to get cancel culture going on that level. So we do need to focus fire on DEI. We need to make sure that these studios, and this is really great of the customers, kudos to Drew here, and kudos to Anna X here, who are telling this guy, don't put DEI in your games, letting him know it's not beneficial. Because if this developer, this creative director knows that the customer base doesn't like that, it does actually embolden him to go back to his company and say, guys, this stuff is not good. It's not going to play with the gamers. Let's not do it. That's important for the customers to do. Always voice your concerns to the creators. Like, this is very, very good stuff, and I appreciate it here. While his comments appear to be good on the surface, when you look beneath it, it's apparent they're virtue signaling and empty. He says this is what is happening because there's other things that are not going good with Helldivers 2. Like I said, I appreciate this going on personally, and I want more of it. But this is what's happening right here. GigaBear, who's an excellent gamer, says, I appealed my Helldivers 2 Discord ban while it was never communicated with at all. Pretty sure I can guess the reason for it. I only said two things which were innocuous, but my nickname while doing so was GigaBear Grums Superfan. This is a problem. Now, Grums is the World of Warcraft lead who's fighting against DEI quite a bit. Of course, don't see how that's an issue, but if it were, simply asking me to change it would have been a very quick fix. This was something that happened in January 2nd. So the Discord, and so there is a difference between the developers of the games and the Discord mods. These people who get put into these companies, there still are a lot of woke people in these companies. I appreciate the creative director statements. I don't know how much say he has over this stuff. I hope this can get changed, because banning people, banning gamers, banning your customer base is never a good thing, of course. But this is two different things, and so I'm going to make it clear right now that I do appreciate his statements, but at the same time, there's a lot of work to do still, and that's why we have to stay united. Like I was saying before, we have to keep fighting against the woke agenda, because especially when it comes to Discord with the community managers and the like, because here's the thing, a creative developer has to have to be good, has to have some thought process, has to have some ability, has to have something that's actually unique and talented. A Discord community manager literally is just a Janny, right? Who is getting paid very little and is often just on a power trip. So what happens with a lot of these community managers is they get in and they are just woke activists who are just trying to manipulate a community. And that's never good for a system. So I hope that they do take note of this, and they do note that Helldivers 2 has a fan base that is gamers. And here it is. I appealed my Discord ban while I was never communicated with. I'm sure I can guess the reason for it. Here's the rejection that GigaBear received. And it's clear that at least the people on Discord hate Grums. So, Guy, if you see this, Pilestead, definitely check out what's going on within the community. That needs to change, but this is still a good step forward. We can't expect a complete win all at once. I don't expect that. The ride never ends is the other thing you guys got to remember. If you're from the original days, you'll know that phrase quite well. And this is something we always have to keep our foot on the gas, keep fighting for, but we also do have to applaud when they do good things at these companies like Helldivers 2, and I'm going to do so right now. So give Pilestead your love. Say thank you for not trying to put DEI into things. Thank you for not doing this. But also let Helldivers know that they got to respect the community. They got to respect the gamers. On the flip side, they got into a massive controversy last year as they were bowing to Sony and Sony's bad business practices. At least that got rectified after gamers complained. So the more we voice our voices as customers, the more we can win. All right. So please check things out, guys. Thank you for being here. Leave a comment down below what you think. Do you think we're on a good track with gaming? I would love to hear from you. What more can we do? How can we make everything better? Very important questions we have to answer as gamers. And please hit the like and subscribe button and join our Fandom Pulse Substack where we report the news that nobody else does. This is so important, guys. This is the major front on the culture war, and we appreciate you for being there.